Hey guys, it's Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little experiment. I'm going to be testing out all of my clear polygels to see which one is the clearest. If you know anything about polygel, specifically clear polygel, sometimes it can be a little bit cloudy and just not fully transparent. We're going to be testing out which one of these brands have the clearest polygel. I have 6 brands right here, so I'm going to show you what they are. I have Model 1s, SXC, Astound Beauty, Ohuhu, Beetles, and McCart, which is known to be the clearest of clearest polygel. So I'm really interested to see if this is going to win and be the clearest out of them all. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this experiment. I have a dual form right here. This is like a really big size that I would probably never use. I have some skewers. So what I'm going to be doing is applying each polygel into the dual form. Then I'm going to place one of these skewers inside. I'm going to cure it in my lamp, which I have off to the side, and then pop them off, and we will kind of look at them all together at the end and see which one's the clearest. I got this idea from Nailed by Nikki here on YouTube, where she did the same thing, used dual forms, I think, or she used clear tips and skewers. She tested to see what polygels soak off in acetone. So that was a really great video. It's an older video, but it got me thinking I could do the same thing for clear polygel and kind of see which one is the clearest. I'm going to start with Model 1s. So I'm just going to create a fake nail and then place a skewer in it and cure it. I think I need a bit extra down here just to hold the skewer in place. Alright, so here it is. I'm going to go ahead and place this in the lamp and then pop off the form. Okay, so I have some tape right here that I'm going to put around the skewer so that I can write down what it is. Let's go ahead and pop this off. Nice. Okay, so I'm just going to place this to the side and move on. So I think it's really important to have a good clear polygel in your collection. Clear polygel serves many purposes. Because it doesn't have pigment in it, it tends to be the strongest polygel. So it has a little bit more strength and durability than other colors. Also, when you want to encapsulate designs, it's important to have something that is extremely clear so it doesn't cloud up the clarity of your design that you work really hard to make. I'm not gonna lie, this one's already looking cloudy. I saved my favorite 2 for last, so I have the Beetles Clear Polygel, and then the McCart one will be next. Those are usually the 2 that I use to encapsulate, so I'm interested to see which one of these are going to be more clear. Let's go ahead and get them all together. What I'm looking for in a polygel is for it to not be cloudy, not have a milky white look to it, and also not have a yellow look to it. I want it to be completely see-through and clear and like crystal clear. I'm gonna clean them all off just to make sure that they're as clear as possible and there's no sticky layer. Here's what we're working with. So let's look at each one individually. This is the Ohuhu polygel. This is a kit that I tried out on my channel. It came with 12 polygel colors and it was really inexpensive. For the price and all that came in the Ohuhu polygel kit, this is not a bad clear. Pretty clear. I remember this one yellowing in the lamp as I put it in there. It had a yellow tint to it, but it's looking fine now. Not 100% see-through, but I do know that there's a bulk of product right there where it's kind of wavy. but this one not bad overall. Next, this is probably the worst one. It is extremely cloudy and milky. I remember this one having a yellow tint when I put it in the lamp, but this one is just not great at all. I would not use this to encapsulate. If I ever needed to just do a clear set of nails and paint gel polish over top of it, that is what I would do, but I would not do a clear look with this at all. So this one's pretty bad, probably either the worst or second worst, and this is from Astound Beauty. All right, so here's the next one. This one's not too bad. It's not extremely clear, but it's also not extremely cloudy. It's kind of cloudy in certain areas, but this is something where I wouldn't mind using this to encapsulate a design if I didn't need really clear results. But again, this is probably something I would just use if I needed to do a gel polish design on top, just because I know there are other options out there, and I don't think you can even get SXC Clear Polygel by itself. This came in a kit that I got, so that's that. Next is Model Ones. This one is pretty not great either. It's pretty cloudy. In some areas, like towards here on the bottom where it's pretty thin, it looks kind of transparent, but as you get to the thicker areas, it does become a lot more cloudy. This is the Model Ones, so not the best, but also not the worst. Let's just go ahead and move on. This right here is the Beetles Clear Polygel. This one came out a lot cloudier than I thought it would, because I use this polygel all the time to encapsulate my designs, and I usually get very clear results. And it's kind of similar to I think it was the Model Ones, where in thinner areas it's kind of clear, and then in the thicker areas it gets a little bit more cloudy. I'm actually a little bit surprised with how this one turned out. Again, not bad, but just not as clear as I thought it was. And then here is the Macart. So this, it has a little bit of cloudiness to it. I did this one pretty messy, so I think that's why it's coming off like that, slightly cloudy in person, but it also just looks way more see-through and crystal clear. All the other ones had like a strong milky white tint to it, and this one just looks crystal clear. So let's go ahead and look at all of them together. So this is what we're working with, and I'm not sure if you guys can tell which one is which, but this one right here on the very end is the Macart Polygel, and I don't know if you can tell, but it just has a much clearer look to it, even though it has a little bit of cloudiness. So I would definitely deem Macart as the winner. I would say the next clearest is the Ohuhu Polygel, which is actually pretty surprising. This is Macart compared to the Ohuhu. I would give third place to the Beetles Polygel right here. This is the Beetles compared to the Ohuhu. Coming up in fourth place, I would give it to this one right here, which is the SXC Polygel. Here it is in comparison to the Beetles. Let's figure out fifth place. I definitely think that Model Ones deserves fifth place and the Astound deserves sixth place. It's just very, very not it. This is not it. There's other options. So here is the Model Ones in comparison to the SXC, and the Astound in comparison to the Model Ones. So the three winners were Macart, Ohuhu, and the Beetles collection. I think Macart reached my expectations just because I use it so often. I had a feeling it would win. I was surprised about Ohuhu getting second place. The only downfall about Ohuhu is that I don't think that you're able to purchase just the clear by itself. I think if you're buying anything from Ohuhu, it has to be an entire kit. So if you're not prepared to do that, this might not be a great option for you. As far as the Beetles, I was a little shocked that it didn't get second place, but third place is also great. These are the two that I use to encapsulate the most. I like using this when I need my designs to be extremely clear, like if I'm doing a glass look. This is the polygel I will use when the design is already kind of done, like maybe something like an ombre, and it just needs to be covered in clear for structure and still needs some clarity, because this is a much thinner consistency than the Macart. Sometimes it being so stiff can be a little hard to work with if you're applying it over anything that's not fully hardened. I use either or, just a matter of which consistency do I really need the most. Do I need a thinner and more runny consistency? Sometimes it's a little easier to work with than a super stiff consistency because it'll move the design around sometimes underneath. But yeah, these are the three winners. If you are looking for a good clear polygel, I would definitely recommend these two. If you're looking for an entire kit where it comes with a lot of colors and a pretty decent clear polygel, this Ohuhu brand is awesome. This video was so fun to do. I thought it was fun just playing with polygel. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's video because I am doing 5 videos in a row this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.